Thank you. It's an honor to be here today. I appreciate the invitation. It's an honor to share the podium with Airick West. It's good to be with you again. Crossroads Academy is a new charter school. We're opening on September 4th is our first day of school. We're located just a couple blocks from here at 1015 Central. It's a building that has a very rich history in Kansas City. It was built in 1908. Walt Disney had his first animation job in that building, and it's had a rich history of other tenants over the years. It's been empty for the last few years, and one of the very exciting things for us in coming downtown is to bring new life to that building, but also to contribute to and to be a part of so much new gravity and new energy and new excitement that is coming downtown. When we sat down to plan out our school, we didn't begin with the idea of let's have a downtown school. Myself and Tycee McDowell-Ray, who is the co-founder of the school and will be serving as the school's principal, sat down with the idea of, or started with the question of, what does our ideal school look like? And there are many characteristics, many factors that we were considering and wanting to build into our school environment. One of the things we kept coming back to was we wanted our students to be engaged in, exposed to, and participating in the very best that our city has to offer, the best cultural opportunities, the best artistic opportunities, the best civic opportunities. We wanted them to be in the middle of our city. And when we kept asking that question and kept saying, well, where should our school be? The answer kept compelling us to come downtown because of so much that is happening here, because of the gravity that is occurring in downtown Kansas City. So I want to thank all of you for so much work that has gone into making Kansas City, making downtown Kansas City in particular, such a resurgent area, because it creates for us a wonderful canvas for our students and where we can start a school where they're going to be able to engage and immerse in such an exciting community. And at the same time, we're excited because we think that we'll bring new life as well to the city, particularly to our neighborhood, but to the entire downtown area. So that's an exciting thing for us. I do want to say a few things about, I want to get into a few of the details of our school and what we think is going to make it unique and a really special place for learning for kids. But before I do that, I want to just touch on a couple issues that I think are broader issues in the educational community that I hear a lot. And when I'm talking to people about education, I'm talking to people about Crossroads Academy or charter schools in particular, these are some of the questions that come up. And I want to hit them because I think they're important for all of us, whether we're downtown or elsewhere. The first one is just the question of charter schools versus district. So a charter school, for those who don't know, a charter school is a public school. We are funded through the state in a very similar fashion as the Kansas City, Missouri School District is funded, but we operate independent of the school district. We operate essentially as our own little independent school district, operating within the same boundaries as the Kansas City School District, excuse me. Charter schools were started in Missouri in 1999. And the premise was to offer parents a choice, offer parents alternatives where they could choose a different public school than the district if they so chose. There are about 20 charter schools operating in Kansas City. Some of the names that are most familiar to people are Academy Lafayette, University Academy, the new Kaufman School, Hogan Academy. Those are some of the schools that we hear most frequently referenced as the charter schools. And Crossroads Academy will be a charter school. One of the difficulties that is oftentimes expressed is this tension or this competition between charter schools and between the district. And it's an unfortunate thing. I think there's something innate in our humanity where we feel this need to pick sides, we feel this need to pit ourselves against one another and to take up battle of who's going to win. The truth is, our city, to achieve its destiny as a great community, needs a core of excellent charter schools, and we need an outstanding school district. We cannot have one or the other. And unfortunately, what oftentimes happens is we have this competition. Each side, the charter schools, the district, we have our talking points. in which we're extolling our own virtues and our own successes, and oftentimes at the expense of the other. It's an unnecessary thing, it's an unfortunate thing, and I do want to say about Airick West, one of the things that I've appreciated about his leadership at the school district is both in action and in word, consistently talking about the need for all good schools to be here, all good schools to be serving students, be they parochial schools, private schools, charter schools, or district schools. And I think that's a credit to his leadership and his vision for outstanding education for all of our students here in Kansas City. So thank you, Airick, and please carry on and lead forward, because I think that's really essential for us.
All this comes down to job description. Previous people in my position have taken the idea that their job was to protect the Kansas City Public School District. You may notice I've since even removed district from the title of the district. Now we're just Kansas City Public Schools. Because the vision isn't to have a great school district. It is really to have great schools. My job is to ensure that there are as many high-performing, high-quality educational seats within the geographic bounds that I'm the president of as humanly possible. Whether those seats are public seats, you know, the private school sector is a whole different thing. I don't begrudge them, but my job is to be the safety net to protect the families who choose public education, or for whom public education is the last hope for their children. My job is to make sure all those children have a high-quality public education. If that happens to be in a charter school, if that happens to be in a district school, I don't care. And again, it's a major change in what role are you accepting? The role that I accept as chairman of this Board of Education of this Kansas City Public Schools is to ensure that every single child in the boundaries has access to a high-quality public education. But part of my realization after my first 2 years on the job was that we weren't cutting it. That we had a whole lot of schools that weren't getting it done. And so I did what my predecessors didn't have the courage or the tenacity to get done. We closed 40% of our schools. And we took the opportunity to close the most underperforming schools. And it sent a message, the same message that Dean and others know that I share with our colleagues who are operating charter schools. If you can outperform Kansas City Public Schools average, then as an institution, our obligation is to support you in every way possible. And that's why through our repurposing process, we're already partnering with charter schools to either sell or lease buildings. And we're partnering with charter schools on professional development and on shared purchasing, and anywhere we can find ways to support charter schools that are getting the job done. That's our obligation. We owe it to those children to support those institutions, even though it's not ours. However, for the charter schools, and you need to be clear, think of the 23 charter schools. Last year, only 7 of them performed at or above the level of the district. Only 1/3 of them are worthy of the support that this district has to offer. For that 1/3, we'll do everything in our power to help them grow and expand and serve more of our scholars. And for the other 2/3, I tell them the same thing I told my own schools. We will do everything in our power to shut you down because you are not worthy of our children.